Hey everybody, thanks for watching the channel. Today I was going to talk a little bit about downriggers. It's something that I am not familiar with at all, but I plan on making a trip to Colorado this summer and wanted to do some lake trout fishing. So was considering buying a small downrigger for my kayak, and I thought, well, I might as well get one now, and maybe it'll come in handy, you know, offshore here, fishing for, you know, sand bass and calicos. So I went ahead and got one, and it's a Scotty. It's a Scotty lake troller mini downrigger, and this thing is quite small. I'm very happy to see that, and it's also very light. I'd say it weighs maybe a half a pound, and it worked out pretty well for me because it just so happens that I already have a Scotty mount right here for my rod holder. So when I realized that I already had it there, I was like, wow, wouldn't that be great if this thing would work and fit there? And sure enough, it works just about perfect. Slides right in and locks down. So I was really happy about that. Yeah, so like I said, I've never really used downriggers before, but you know, it seems pretty straightforward. I still have my weight ball coming, and I actually got two of them. I got one 6-pound and one 4-pound. I originally bought the 6-pounder based on something I heard, and then I thought, you know, that seems a little bit heavy. So I went ahead and got a 4-pound, and I'm kind of glad I did, because I got a feeling that the 4-pound is going to be a little better for the kayak purposes. You know, I don't know. You guys, if you're using downriggers on your kayak, I'd love to hear what you have to say. But I'm thinking that, you know, that's a lot of weight that's going to be hung, especially on my Scotty mount under here. I've only got, you know, 4 screws in there, and there's no backing plate either. I don't know if that's going to come back to get me or not. But one thing I did see, or I was able to do, that worked out really well, was I wanted to make it so that some of that weight wouldn't all be put on my mount. So I cut a piece of this PVC, and it just so happens that it fits perfectly up against the side, and it allows the pressure to kind of be dispensed and not all being hung, you know, right on this on the mount itself. So I can lock it in there. It goes in completely, and then when the weight pulls down on it, it hits this thing, and then that pushes against the side, which is kind of reinforced. So there's like almost no give in the downrigger now. So I feel a little more comfortable about it either way, whether I go with the 4-pound or the 6-pound, but we'll see what happens. Another thing that comes with the Scotty downrigger is this Power Grip Plus, and it's a line release clip, and it has 18 inches of leader, and I have this one here, which this actually came with the downrigger. I didn't realize that, and I bought that other one, so I guess I'll just have a backup. But basically you have this 18 inches of leader that goes from where the ball is going to be. When I attach it, I'll attach this leader to the ball, and then from the ball I'll have 18 inches out to this clip. And what you do is you put your line in that clip. It's got kind of like a rubbery material, and it clamps down on it. Now if you've never used these before like me, you know, we'll see how well it holds, especially with maybe a bigger crankbait that's pulling kind of hard. I don't know, but they say that if you put your line on the outside of the clamp, it has a lighter grip, and then if you slide it back here towards the back of it, it'll grip tighter. So you have a little bit of adjustment, and also this clamp itself adjusts I haven't quite tried that yet, but that's what the instructions say. So that's another interesting thing that we'll see how it works. If you're curious, you know, hang in there, and we'll get on the water here shortly, and we'll give this all a try and you know, see if it's as advertised. Thanks. Not the greatest morning to be going out kayaking. Pretty darn foggy on this New Year's Day. Hopefully it won't be quite this socked in down at the beach, but I'm afraid it'll be even worse. Alright, so I went ahead and came on out. Fog's not too bad. Pretty calm day. 1 to 2 foot swells. Just a breeze right now. I'm going to go ahead and hook up my 4-pound ball that I've got. Just going to hook it up to the end of this cable. I was going to switch out this steel cable with some braid, but I didn't get the braid in time. So there's my connection. Now I'm going to connect my my little leader clamp onto the back of the ball. Alright, so there we go. So now all I got to do is drop it in the water, put out about 20 feet of line, and clamp onto that. Alright, everything seems stable enough. I'm trying to fish right over the pipe out here in Dana Point. So I'm going to just kind of run parallel with that pipe, crisscrossing it. I'm gonna try a hookup bait. So gonna be about this size. I think it's about 3.5 inch, 4.5 inch hookup bait. I'm gonna have my rod positioned up front here, and then my line will come naturally right down and then down to the ball. So we'll see how that works. I'm in about 50 feet of water, and I had the ball down at about 30. And I've connected with something on the hookup bait. Doesn't seem like he's too big, but I'm interested to know what we got. A Calico. All right, there we go. First fish on the DownRigger. Okay, not bad. Not bad size. He struck it, and I thought maybe I'd hit some kelp, and I just let it sit. So he kind of took it down a little deeper than I was hoping, but there we go. All right. Well, I guess I'll go ahead and hang on to him and see if I can catch another. Maybe have some dinner. Looks like we hooked up another one here. This is a little bit better fighter, I think, than that last one. a better fighter, but I think he's smaller. Yeah. Yeah. Probably not big enough to keep. I'll let him go. Although there's a sea lion right out there. He's ready to snag him, so I better hurry up and let him go. I don't know if you can see that sea lion right out there. Keeping a close eye on me. Right. Got a hefty one here. Hopefully another big bass. Ooh. Yeah, I think he's another calico probably. It's a sheephead. I didn't want a sheephead today because the season was over yesterday. He's a nice one too. Oh yes, he's a nice one. How about that, huh? Incidental catch. All right. I like it. About 11:30. I was pretty happy with the downrigger. Was able to keep my plastic baits around 35 feet. I was fishing in about 40, and I definitely feel like it was down there in the strike range. Picked up a couple fish, as you saw, plus a couple others that didn't get on the camera. But yeah, it's a little hard to maneuver out here, you know, in a little kayak with the swells and you know, when the wind kicks up especially, and I was a little nervous about maybe catching some kelp. But it was definitely a great test run for the lake, and I think I would definitely bring it back out again. It's hard to keep your bait, you know, in a great spot for a long period of time, you know, when you're just trolling or you have weights, and you know, you're trying to fight with the wind and everything. But when you can just cruise along with that downrigger, it's a big advantage. So yeah, I definitely recommend it. So if you're interested in this Scotty, just check the details below the video, and you can find out some more information on what I got. Okay, thanks a lot for checking things out, and we'll see you in the next video.